Hey guys, welcome back to the ESL One Katowice offline qualifiers. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Alex yet again. Lovely to see you back with me on the casting desk, and we have an amazing match coming up here. It's the team from Down Under versus the Finnish team of 3D Max. So Vox up against 3D. Alex, what's your thoughts on this so far?
Well, you were just saying before we went live, we're a little bit biased just because Vox gave us a slice of pizza yesterday. So I mean,
well, they gave you a slice of pizza. I didn't actually.
Oh, you didn't
have
actually have any. Yeah.
I don't take bribes.
You didn't take bribes. So I took a pizza bribe. So I'm going to be completely biased in this cast. No, but Vox, very strong side. They come in from Australia, which gets me a bit excited because whenever I see a Vox Seminole in any game, I just get a little bit excited. But of course, 3D Max as well, very strong. Took them two times to get into this qualifier, though, which is something worth highlighting. Of course, they had to go through European Qualifier 1 and the 2nd before they secured their spot here at the offlines. And it looks like it's time for the veto, and you can see stylish Vox, as always, with their cape.
It's pretty sweet. But to be honest, there's one thing we should mention about 3D Max. Finnish team, however, they're playing a man down here. Fortunately, not able to come to offline qualifiers because he's getting married. Or he already got married, actually, yesterday. So congratulations to him and his wife. Hope they have a great life together. But now Zart, the man to come in for their team to try to make them succeed and get into the main event. There'll be a lot of weight on his shoulders here. But look at this. Mirage and Cash down to the last two here. And Sponge, he looked a little surprised to see Mirage there for a second.
All right, well, we have our confirmed map. We're going to be seeing Mirage coming out for this best of one. Oh, you see me scrolling that one down. And now, so thinking about a little bit about previous results of Mirage, you're going to be bringing them up on the screen for us in a second. But I mean, my thoughts initially is that we didn't see 3D Max in the online qualifiers playing Mirage. We saw a whole lot of them on Cash. We know they're a very strong team on Cash, and so.
Yep.
I mean, looking forward to this one. Primarily, though, what do we have to base off that?
Well, I mean, they did play one Mirage game.
Okay.
But that was just about it. And they played against Team Winner, the team who kind of knocked them out a little bit into the third place match. And it was 6-16. So a little bit of a rough game for them in that one. But Mirage, it's going to be really cool to see how these teams are really going to interact with each other, how the op play is really going to happen. But as you can see now, Vox MNR on your screen, the roster for them. As we have Sponge, AZR, Havoc, Top Gun, and JKS. And Top Gun, I remember he actually did cast with Pansy back in ESL One Cologne, and it was a good time to watch that.
Yeah, and they are professionals, of course. The only professionals to play internationally in CSGO, the only Australian team to play internationally in CSGO. And that's just, I mean, that's just cool. It's great to have them here. Probably had to travel a little further than most to get here. As we saw them in their flip-flops arriving, we knew we'd found the Australians here. Without 3D Max, Alu, Disturb, Karan?
Yeah,
okay.
that's what we're calling him.
Karan, okay. Stond and Zart. Don't want to get that wrong. Of course, Xart or Zart. And so, yeah, both sides very stacked up. Of course, Alu is the name that stands out, as he's a name that's been thrown around on every forum message board at the moment. When we saw the mention of NIP need a player, everyone's like, there's an amazing Finnish player. That was kind of this mention, but also we know that, of course, he used to play for a team that's also in this tournament, or was.
Yeah, Mouse Sports, and they got into the winner's bracket. Unfortunately, did get that loss, so unfortunately not getting through just yet. They still have another chance a little bit later on today. But yeah, so Alu, a really strong player. I'm curious to see how he's going to really work with the team in this one with the rest of them. And Stonda, running that op, can see how he's going to really do much up against Havoc on the side of Vox Seminar. And one thing we should keep in mind for the side of Vox, at least, is that these newer maps, like Overpass, I guess Cash kind of maybe falls into it a little bit, but not as much, and then Cobblestone, they don't really have much of a chance to play them. I was reading like a blog on HLTV, and they're mentioning, over in Australia, there's not a lot of, really teams that will challenge them, and because of that, they don't get to played and pushed on these new maps that make it so they can compete at the highest level, the international level. So, going to be trying to stick to a kind of standard map pool. That's where we're seeing Mirage really come in for them.
And that does limit them, of course, especially here in the best of one format as well. It means that we've already heard teams say that the game starts at the vetoes, and when already you can anticipate what they're going to be taking away, or at least 2 or 3 of those maps that they're guaranteed to be wanting to get rid of. That puts them in a difficult spot because they basically are in the hands of 3D Max when it came to the veto. So 3D Max is going to be happy to be playing this on Mirage, and I too am interested to see what both Vox and 3D have on this map.
And the thing about Vox is they actually played in 2 of the majors so far, ESL One Cologne and Katowice last year, and unfortunately not making it out of the groups. They've really kind of struggled in that one, even though they're still good sports about it. I remember at Katowice when I was there last year, seeing them get knocked out. They were still cheery, happy, having a good time, glad to be there to compete with the best teams in the world kind of thing. And they're a very kind of laid-back team, but they're going to have a tough battle here. If I were to look at this on paper, I'm not sure who would win this. I think maybe 3D Max slightly edges ahead, but only barely. And with, Zart coming into the team when he was previously on it, before, it might make things a little bit easier for Vox to maybe kind of punish that.
It's going to be intriguing to me to see how much 3D Max can start with a bang. Of course, both teams have had a chance to warm up in the warm-up section, and so there's certainly no question that they're going to be ready to play this one. However, of course, I mean, I know after 30 hours of travel, I wouldn't be the keenest being to play such two important games not back to back, but so close to one another. I mean, I'd want to have like a good couple of games on CS:GO. But they're going into this. They've obviously done it before. Vox, no stranger, already highlighted they've been to 2 ESL Ones before, and so this is just a little bit extra, a stepping stone for them.
And the thing is, it's kind of not really Cinderella-esque kind of story, but it's the fact that Vox has their whole country on their shoulders. I mean, I guess you could say the same for 3D Max a little bit, but like, there's no other team that's really come out of Australia to compete on the international level. And Vox is the only one, and to kind of have your whole country behind you must give them a little bit extra motivation, maybe a little bit extra energy, and might actually see that happen when we do get into this game. But Mirage, we've seen it play quite a bit. I remember us talking to you earlier on, and we're hashing out the statistics of how often it's been played, and it's one of the most played maps we've had so far these past 2 days.
Yeah, and there's a lot of theories as to why. Some feel that it's just a map that a lot of teams feel comfortable on, which I guess in a best of one is kind of understandable. We already said as well, we're talking to Anders, and he was saying, teams are scared to play maps that can have a one-side bias because teams can run away with it and all of a sudden the best of one's over. And so maybe Mirage, people see it as not perhaps as biased as others, but of course there is always that kind of preference towards CT somewhat for some teams. And I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to kind of ask the teams, especially if I have an opportunity to interview them, I'm going to be asking why Mirage, and or maybe as well, like why have Vox got maybe something else up their sleeve if they are to advance in this one.
It's funny, they mentioned the whole bias thing. If teams don't want to play maps, they're too heavily biased. And the map alone isn't that biased, but just the results we saw yesterday were so outstanding for that CT side. The only team that I could think of that actually did fairly well, that took more than 5-6 rounds on the Terra side, was Flip side, and they ended up winning that match. So it's definitely one of those maps you can get a nice little run, nice bit of momentum built up for you on that CT half, but it comes down to who's going to get the early start, and I honestly not sure.
Yeah, it's going to come down to that pistol. We already highlighted that there is a preference, and I mean, yeah, the knife is going to be important, but both sides, of course, are played, and I don't think either of these sides are ones. So we were saying before, the Finns, 3D Max, they are not thrown by a deficit. They're not thrown by anything. They will play every round like a fresh one. And so that's something that needs to be considered. You can't necessarily get into the mind as well of 3D Max as perhaps we may have seen in the past with other teams.
And we mentioned Vox having the country on their shoulders, but we didn't really mention 3D Max. They could be the first team to ever qualify for a major. They could be the first one to do that, and that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. And I really wouldn't want to be in their shoes here, but this is a good situation to do it. There's quite a few good teams on the bottom side of the bracket. We still have Dignitas and ESC, coming up a little bit later on after this game. There's a lot of tough games here today.
I think we might just about be ready to get on into that knife run to see who is going to determine the sides. As you can see, 3D Max versus Vox Eminor, and we're here on MP underscore. Oh god, I'm good. I've revealed my roots. We're going into Mirage.
At least they're not hip firing today.
Oh god, no, that was I was trying to say shooting from the hip community. As anyway, we're going into this one. You're going to see the knives at dawn over on that A site. And I mean, we haven't seen too many knife strategies thrown out by the teams. The only one really me and Lee just brought to you was the Nuke game, where of course we actually saw that go in favour of the Polish side. Didn't quite bring them the victory, but either way, looks like Vox are getting hyped. I can hear "Yeah, boys" screamed from the Australian side of the stage, and they do manage to pick that one up as Vox secure that. And I can only assume they're going to want to stay. They do, and so we're going to see the CT side, and on the left-hand side of the screen is Vox, on the right, 3D Max.
One thing I love about Mirage, just the map alone, it's such a... Whenever you see a strategy executed perfectly, it's so beautiful. Like on the A site, when you see that smoke hit CT spawn, the smoke hit stairs, the smoke hit jungle, and the team just kind of walk in, it's so cool to see. And then you have the adaptations on the other side, counter smokes, counter flashes, positioning in sight. It's just really cool to see. And we will be kicking this off in just a few seconds. Timer has started to count down. And Vox Eminor, like you mentioned, CT side for them, 3D Max on the Terra side. And we're going to find out which one of these teams will advance into the winner's bracket of the lower half of Group B.
We'll see how they choose to start this one off, and looks like 3D Max have something up their sleeve straight off the bat. You can see stacking up quite heavily. It's Intriguing to see how this one's going to work out. Zart and Disturbed hanging steady.
Well, they've got no smokes, actually. Just 2 flashes, 2 grenades, and a decoy. And it looks like they will commit for the smokes. Actually, were thrown out, blocking off stairs, blocking off jungle. So that means CT spawn's probably left open, but Disturbed already able to pick up the first kill here with the grenade. JKS forced it back, but look at this. They're charging straight into CT spawn. They're not letting them get any sort of control here. And 30 Max are off to a strong start.
Just pressuring, great burst of rounds into the chest of JKS, and looks like Disturbed is going to do exactly the same thing, and all falling onto the shoulders of AZR. And surely he's going to meet a similar fate. He does, as Disturbed rattles off 3, and that's all it takes. It only cost them 1 as well. Zart now down, and a really strong start from 3D Max. As you certainly can't see it on their faces, but they're going to be going into this one with confidence.
It's funny, we actually saw that strategy really similar to now called ESC, I'm not going to say their prior name, where they kind of did the same thing. They smoke off the same 2 positions, rush straight to CT, not allowing anyone to kind of get some sort of foothold there, take him down, easy run for him. And now 30 Max going to be playing with some guns on the side of Vox, using the P250s and those 5.7s, not investing into armor or any sort of grenades. And 30 Max just going to keep this one slow.
Yeah, we'll see. Of course, they've got to have that eye on the time. And I mean, they kind of had that kind of flimsy A execute did pay off. Now Vox potentially going to get caught out. It's Havoc first to fall, and nice play from Ston, anticipating that push from the CT. And all of a sudden, you can see Top Gun trying to maybe push on towards Zart. He's made his whereabouts known as the smoke does come out, but the molly is holding him back, and that's good team play already as 3D Max are about to commence their assault. It's going to be the first one to spot is Top Gun, but he's not going to quite be able to put a bullet in. Finally, into the ankles of Alu. Does fall, though, to the Tech 9 of Kern. Now Sponge trying to hold steady 5v2. The CT side, they're just getting picked apart, as perhaps we would expect.
Yeah, Sponge able to pick up 1 kill, but Alu will quickly turn things on its head there. Now it's on the hands of AZR, and in the back of B side, I imagine he's going to stay alive much longer. They do finally close in on him. Spot him out, get the kill, and 30 Max now up 2-0. One thing we should kind of talk about is, all the teams we've seen over the course of today and yesterday, on the rounds where they pick up pistols and they have guns, they play it very slow. Even if they get a kill, they still slow it down and take their time. But there, 3D Max, once they got that kill, instantly ramped up, instantly went for the push onto that B site. And, Vox kind of weren't really prepared for it.
And see if Vox can do something else. Of course, they haven't really managed to invest, but you do see Sponge just sneaking out. They're trying to make some sort of play towards middle, and do they manage to spot out at least 1 towards the top of mid? Oh, does spot to head, but they're not going to be able to pick anything up off the back of that. The Galil and AK just a little too strong. And now with 3 CTs remaining, they're just going to have to try and take something away from the 3D Max side. But as expected, looks like they're just going to be pushing where they picked. 2 players down in mid, and they're just going to be stacking up there, trying to maybe get connect with something through connector. And they've got so much time to play with here, Jason. This should be a very well-executed push, unless Fox do something special.
It should be, but Alu's got to be a little bit careful. Sitting on that 13 HP, even Zart sitting at 62.
Oh, God.
And Havoc even wanting to maybe push in, but he does reallocate over towards Staircase. He does have a teammate off to the side, Top Gun getting dropped, but there we go. Havoc picking up 1, looking for the second, and can't connect onto Karan just yet. And it's all in the hands of JKS with that P2K up against 4 men.
Yeah, and it's going to be taken down with ease. 3D Max secure the 3rd. They go in with the expected 3 rounds off the back of that very strong pistol. And now we see what Vox are going to have to offer here.
And they only have 3 kills across the entire team there. It's a little unfortunate. Yeah, you lose a pistol, you kind of expect that. But either way, they need to really step it up here. They do have those 2 kits, and they do have a lot of M4s to work with. But Alu, the man, the sniper, who's, I mean, when he performs, he is deadly. And I remember we were talking to Vendetta about this, our observers, saying, Alu, he can get these 1v4 positions, he could pick up all the kills, and he's still cool, calm. He's like, all right, that's cool. Another day for work for me.
Right.
He doesn't really get phased that often. And with this op in hand, I want to see if he's going to be able to make any plays happen. With the smokes coming in towards A, with everyone grouped up there, looks like that's exactly where 30 Max want to go.
Disturbed to throw in every nade he can on towards that site. There are smokes there to support him. And here comes the terrorist side. JKS could be in trouble if the nade does rain in towards him. Chucked down to 65, and here comes the push. First to fall is going to be Sponge. Looking for a second, but Havoc says no. And now 4v4, but the T side, they are all over this site. They're swarming.
They are, and the bomb's going to be planted inside the smoke. Won't get to pick through it, unfortunately. So Havoc can't hit that, but Alu does get the kill on the JKS. Top Gun, though, being forced back into CT spawn. Havoc on 8 HP. He does get another on a Zart, though, and it quickly is turned into a 2-on-3. But just as you mentioned that, it looks like they're trying to rotate out, trying to save these guns. But Karan is just waiting for someone to just peek past towards Kitchen. He's going to see Top Gun here just a second, gets the kill onto him, and now Havoc, the last man alive.
And he is so low on health. Anything should take him down. He's picked up 2 already this round, and He wants to maintain that armor and kit as best he can, but Alu's not going to let it happen. Just a Tech 9 is all it takes, as we are going to see the fourth round now on the board from 3D Max, and they successfully defend the CTs as they managed to stop that buy from Vox doing anything to the rounds. It's going to be 0-4, and now once again we're going to see the AWP in the hands of Alu.
Yeah, really clean play by 3D Max so far, executing strats really well, not really getting held up too much here by the side of Vox. I wonder if that's just due to maybe a lack of counter flashes, counter smokes. But they've grouped up A. I mean, it's kind of, it's not broke, why fix it kind of thing. They've gone A every single time, it's worked out. Well, so they went B the kind of second round, but they didn't really even go for the bomb plant. But they've been successful every time here, and losing just a minimal amount of people on their team. But look at this, Alu trying to peek out towards side, towards CT spawn. There's actually a man off to his right, he's going to peek out. Azar picks up the kill, and Havoc will pick up one as well with the P250. And now quickly, it's a 4-on-3.
This is what Vox need. They've taken 2 weapons already away from 3D Max. Can they extend that by anything? Grant will be trying to do his best. Molly thrown out. JKS gets another. All of a sudden, Vox, they're in a prime position to try and take this round away from 3D Max. Another, all on stunned. He has done well. And he takes down Havoc. It's got it. He gets burned, tickled his feet by his teammate. And that is a fantastic round from the Australians.
That is so unfortunate. Not expecting the Molly to be there. Runs into it, dies. And unfortunately gives, well, for them, Vox their first round. But well done. Eco for them, just in P250s. They pull it out. They hold on to their spots. And great job by AZR to open up that first kill onto Alu over by Palace. But here we go. Havoc finally able to get the op now. Finally able to get some momentum going here on their side. But here comes the smoke to kind of counter him out.
Yeah, that should lock him down for a while. You can see 3D Max side, they seem to have this interesting plan here. 3 members pushing straight down middle, and they realize that they need to use that smoke while it's there. And here comes the first frag for Sponge. All of a sudden, his connector play is going to be shut down by Stonda, as JKS finally takes one with him. It's going to be 3v4. The numbers again favoring the CT side.
How did he get out?
I was wondering the same.
Well, they came from there. Actually, they came out connector, but either way, they do have some good position here. Bomb going to be planted, but it's a 4-on-3. 3D Max playing against the clock now.
You can see Karen just trying to avoid all these nades being rained in as the CT side trying to retake the bomb. Still ticking away though. Top Gun and AZR picking one apiece. And Havoc with the AWP to wrap it all up, puts a bow on it and picks up the second round for his team.
All right, so momentum building up here for Vox now. 3D Max is going to be quite hard on money though. They're happening to get the bomb plant, so maybe they will invest a little bit into this with some pistols and maybe some AKs if they feel like it. But still, great play by Vox. To be down 4 rounds and to only have 3 kills in the first 3 rounds, they really switched over this momentum to their side. And now they're running the double op. Top Gun and Havoc going to be using this.
And of course, they're going to be running into some few nades and a couple of Tech 9s. P250 as well for 3D Max side. We'll see where they choose to push, and Havoc going aggressive. We've seen Waterfalls do that yesterday. And it can be very effective. Here comes and around this corner. It's actually going to be Sponge to open up again. He did it previously. See if he can get another one. He can. All of a sudden, the 3D Max side, they're charging with pistols. They're not quite close enough to pick the... Oh, I tell a lie. He does manage to take JKS down. And now all onto Zart. He's going to be taken down with ease as well. Vox cost them 2 deaths, sorry. But they managed to maintain the AWPs and also pick up another round.
Yeah, now 1 round away from tying things up at 4 apiece. So great job by them. And actually, we do have Havoc at 8-5 for his team. The AWPer really performing well so far. And you can see the money starting to bank up a little bit, at least for Havoc and for Top Gun. But now Alu's got the AWP back in his hands. We're finally going to see this AWP duel happen. But unfortunately, it's not going to be at middle here just yet. No one on the side of Vox even really sticking around that area.
And we've seen this before. We've seen teams completely neglect middle and let that be openly held, and passively held, really. As you can see, AZR's positioning just around short, just holding steady on that one. Look at Havoc, just looking to catch a glimpse around short and connect, but trying to keep himself safe as best he can. I think he's starting to see it. Sees a couple of smokes being thrown out, caught a glimpse of one, and here comes Alu. Alu just shows him how it's done. The AWP now snatched away, as is that 5th man. And now we see 5v4. Let's see what DT side look to be actually edging towards that B side. Just Top Gun is ready to receive. This is going to be a whole lot of pressure applied to just one man if he's not careful. Of course, he does have the AWP. Oh, he could catch him. He does. Zart now down. He's going to get pressure. Gets a second. And this is good play from Top Gun. The pressure is mounting. It's a 3rd. The Aussie steps up. As now just 1 man remains. It's Alu with the AWP, and he's surely going to be getting as far away from that threat on B as he can.
Oh, Sponge coming behind him though, cleans it up here. And a fantastic round by Top Gun in particular. 3 kills, really stepping up for his team when he needed it. And especially when Havoc, considered the kind of main opera for his team. But then you have Top Gun do things like that at B. He was alone, like you said, he was by himself, and he shut that down.
Yeah, incredible stuff from Top Gun. As you can see that last death coming in for Alu. He's not saving that orb anytime soon. Sponge picked that one up. So 4-4. Once again, 3D Max, they've got very little to show for it. Just a Deagle in the hands of Zart and a Tech 9 and nades for Disturbed. Now Vox, this is a round they can't afford to give up.
Yeah, they're rushing right up here into this A-side. Zart pick up the first kill on the Sponge. You see JKS, he spots at a couple people, but look at that. 3D Max have taken control of this site. They've taken control of some kills and finally able to respawn, get 1 kill on the board. But it's now a 3-on-4 in favor of 3D Max. Installed Insight, trying to get a clear plant, a clear position before peeking over towards short. But there's 3 men towards CT. This is a really risky retake out of Vox. And look at that, Disturbed able to pick up an op, able to pick up 2 kills. And now Top Gun, the last man standing.
He is just going to have to run as far away as he can. We saw what happened last time. Ali was trying to save an AWP, seeing if Top Gun can do any better. As he's just going to be trying to get away, maybe take a kill with him. I don't think he's going to do it. Just start with the 3rd. No, he's 4th. I'm telling a lie. It was him and Zart to pick up those frags. And wow, 3D Max, just after what looked like a really strong round from Vox, they pick up pistols, no armor, and show Vox how it's done.
And 3D Max got really lucky in that round because you saw Sponge from his point of view. They were coming up towards ramp and Sponge turned right when they started coming and went towards connector. And because of that, he wasn't able to be there to take them at that choke point. And that kind of hurt them quite a bit. And then not to mention some great kills coming in for the team Disturbed. Taking up 4 big frags, 3 with the op, 1 with that Tech 9. And that's giving them some sort of momentum back. And it looks like Vox trying to check out their money really quick. Well, they do have 11,000 onto Top Gun. Was it 10,000 on AZR and 8,000 on Havoc? So they should be able to buy up here. But they don't want to give up more rounds than this. Once it gets to 6, 7, things get a little bit risky when you get on that terrorist side.
Yeah, this is a very strong T side from 3D Max. They're managing to kind of, off the back of what was a very strong start, of course, remember picking up those 3 or even 4 rounds. Now, after that eco, they're going to have plenty of money to spend, and maybe they're going to try something different. We haven't seen them really try and make a hit on B other than that Top Gun 3 frags. So maybe that's something up their sleeve. And as I say that, you can see on the overview, there's a big stack of terrorists making a move towards that B site.
And the question comes, are they going to hit it quickly or are they going to play it slow? Top Gun no longer with the op and back of sight. Oh, they're rushing straight through. They're just going to charge straight into trying to take them down as they push in. And then, well, look at that. AZR able to pick the first kill here. Top Gun trying to get a little bit of help. He gets taken down, but he gets 1 before that happens. And now he's our last man in the site. We'll pick up a 2nd kill. The bomb is down. And 3D Max are struggling to get it down.
They're doing their best. Another for AZR. He's holding this site steady. And 3D Max, they thought they had the answer. And the Aussies say no. As now we're going to be picking up another one, 5-5. Now we'll see what the Finns have for us this time. Absolutely nothing is the answer to that one. As you see, their economy going to have to pick up the pistols. And actually, as I say that, they are going to be buying up. I thought, didn't quite see. As we're going to see what Ali can do. Does actually get gone before the AWP again. And we haven't seen too many instrumental plays from him. In fact, if anything, the biggest AWP play was from Disturbed. And he took that from a Vox member. So yeah, yet to see anything particularly fantastic from him.
Well, AZR pushing that building here, trying to catch out 3D Max in their home turf. And well, he doesn't take the shot. You said he does get taken out by the Tech 9 out of Karan. The Molly coming in, the bomb now being down. Vox know it's there. And Top Gun decides, I played passive for the majority of the game here. I'm going to be aggressive here towards B. Push into halls, pick up a kill, and back away. But with all 3 men out of 3D Max back in middle, Disturbed trying to push up on Catwalk here with connector smoked up. But they still have that op in play out of Alu. Big plays could happen. But I don't know, Vox aren't really given the opportunity for 3D Max to make those kills.
Yeah, I mean, Top Gun's he's pushed up so well. Like, I mean, he's so aggressive, but he's going to hold the angle. He's not going to overextend by any means. And it's quite reminiscent of what we saw Markelov doing on holding that B site. He was very passive, like 50% of the time, and so aggressive the other 50. In the meantime, though, Sponge has been eliminated. That's that mid-window, mid-threat now taken down. It has to level up the numbers somewhat. 3v3. Disturbed, of course, they know exactly where he is, but time is ticking.
Yeah, here we go. 20 seconds on the clock. Disturbed pushing towards Katowice, trying to apply that pressure. There's only 1 man in A, but JKS will get the better of Disturbed and be able to lock down the site, or at least try to. But now 15 seconds to go. Alu charging straight with the up. He misses the jump on the stairs, but now looking towards connector. He will spot at 1. Man, misses the shot though, but the bomb should be getting planted. With only 5 seconds to go, they better make it happen. And there we go. He gets dropped before that even happens through the smoke, and Havoc will secure the last kill of the round, giving Vox now a 1-round lead at 6-5.
And Vox need to keep picking them up now. 3D Max, they need to lock them down as best they can while on that CT side. We'll see what the T side have to offer. Let's see. They are actually going to go for an eco this time. Not going to get that rock again. As you can just see a flash and a couple of pistols picked up, or just one from Zart, the only man really with enough dollar to splash. And now all on to Top Gun. I think he realizes what's coming. You can see that is a brilliant anticipating nade that's going to take a big chunk. Oh, wow. 3 legs taken away from the T side. And he's just going to pick up a flurry of frags if they're not called. Molly is there as well. And Azadar and Top Gun just show us how it's done. 3 and 2 frags accordingly. Another round on the board for Vox.
Really like to have seen the damage on that grenade,
God,
just how much
huge.
it exactly did. Wasn't as good as, I think it was Olafmeister and Pentamera, but still, it was fantastic out of him. And not to mention, he kept us cool here. He depended on his teammate off to the side to just keep him alive, and AZR did a great job of backing up. So they didn't lose a single man, up 7-5 now. And 3D Max, the pressure's on.
Yeah, pressure is mounting as Vox looking to continue and extend this lead as best they can on this 13th round. A look at Sponge, aggressive play from him, immediately takes Alu down and out, and that's a big threat eliminated. As now Stonda, they're making a push for B.
Yeah, they Vox Eminar completely gave up B and A, and they just pushed everyone towards middle, maybe expected a save to come in or stuff like that, maybe the double eco, but either way, Stonda has gotten the back of sight. He's able to pick up a kill here, but the bomb nowhere near him. It's back in B halls towards T-spawn. The rest of 3D Max trying to push in towards A, maybe pick up a couple of kills.
Wow, that's either an oversight or an overextension from Stonda, because now he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, as he is going to be eliminated. Havoc picks up at that one, who is just being incredibly consistent with that orb. 11 frags alongside AZR, and now all onto Disturbed. He's perhaps maybe beginning to catch out one of the CTs. As you can see, I think that's actually JKS, whose back is turned. But other than that, he's just going to maybe, just maybe try and survive.
This is interesting. Like they don't know the bomb's down there, and yet he pushed. Not really expecting maybe Disturbed to be in Palace, and he will spot the bomb out as he does make his way through. With 30 seconds to go, choice is Disturbed. Is he gonna try to save it? He does get the kill on a JKS. A little bit too late to turn around, but I don't think he has time to get the bomb and plant. Not to mention having to go through the men on that site.
Yeah, I know. He's just gonna have to keep that AK and armor safe. Picking the bomb up for good luck. Oh, AZR might want to question the integrity of that hold. He's going to try and stop the save, but instead Disturbed picks up another one. He is finally going to be taken down by Sponge, taking that weapon away. And that's a real necessary kill. So now we're going to see 8-5. And the T side, they've got just about enough money to put something to use. It's going to probably most likely been Tech 9s and pistols, maybe a nade or two. We know Zart has been favoring a couple of flashes, but nope, doesn't opt to do it. Actually, it's just going to be Disturbed to pick one up, as we'll see where the T side choose to push for this one. Looks like they're going to try that push onto A. It's been hit and miss for them, but we'll see what Sponge has to offer. We haven't seen his position like this before.
And not just yet out of him, but the smoke coming in, trying to stall for a little bit of time. 3 men pushing through Palace, and Alu and Kron going to try to push through ramp. But JKS able to pick up the first, Kron able to respawn. JKS get the second, looking for the third. He won't get it just yet. Stonda does take him down. And now Havoc and backside with the op. He goes for the flick, can't connect here just yet. And the nade, he's going to hit himself and the fire. But he will back away, and no guns picked up just yet here on the side of 3D Max.
As I make an incredible sound as nearly nades himself. Whoops. As it's going to be 3-2. Stonda trying to do something. Woof. Top Gun shrunk down to just 6 HP.
Oh no, this is looking really bad though. AZR 7 HP, Top Gun 6, and Havoc 53. Right now, 3D Max very well could pull this off. They have the time. They have the gun they need on Karan. And Stoned, not to mention the position they have moving towards connector with the bomb.
Yeah, they know Top Gun is heavily tagged, but look at Havoc catches them off. He knows all too well what 3D Max had up their sleeve, and now Stondy just desperate to take away this. He knows there's a heavily tagged CT in jungle, but he's just going to be taken down. It's AZR to pick up that one, and that's the 9th round. Sorry, yeah, it is the 9th round on the board now for Vox Eminor. And we're into that last round of the half. 10-5 would be a really strong CT side from Vox Eminor. And of course, 3D Max, they'd be really hungry for that 6th. As we're going into that last round, they have got that full buy. Let's see what they've got for this.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit tough here. 3D Max, they want this round. I don't know if they're going to be able to really secure it, but either way, Alu back on the op. He's been very quiet. I think you pointed this out, a little bit earlier on. He hasn't really done too much in this game. He's on actually the bottom of the scoreboard for his team, currently at 6-10. And then you have a Disturbed at 14-10 leading his team. So there's not a huge amount of kills separating, the top and bottom fraggers, but it still means a lot. And look at this, Spud pushed up ramp, doesn't expect 3 men to be there, and they do kill him. And now JKash, alone to defend on the site from Palace, does get one.
And they're just aware of his position, but he gets a second. He's getting away with murder at the moment. Looking for a third. It's so possible. Kern was low, but not low enough. As now Havoc is trying to do wonders. He does. It's a second. He's looking to add a third head to his mantelpiece with the 5-7. Top Gun does it for him. 10-5 at the end of the half, and Vox are happy with that.
Yeah, they look so ecstatic about that one. And for good reason, considering they were down 4-0. To come back like that is a very tough feat. I mean, they lost 4 straight, won 4 straight, and then they lost 1, and then the rest after that. It was so well done, not to mention just to keep your momentum going, you know, kind of keep your morale high in your team. I mean, like I said, they're very laid back, so I don't think that's really going to affect them too much. But to take 3D Max, you know, one of the strongest Finnish teams, to 10-5 scoreline isn't bad.
Yeah, both sides so keen to get to that main event, and this is that stepping stone they need to overcome. Now, into the pistol round. It's a big one, of course, on that T side. If Vox can secure it, they have that potential to start running away with it somewhat. But 3D Max on that CT side. We'll see how they choose to structure it. But first up, it's that pistol. And we're seeing that bomb just sitting in spawn with Sponge. They've got to push towards mid on the cards.
I think Sponge is actually... Did he just... Yeah, he threw a smoke over towards middle. I believe that's going to be going towards window. Yeah, it does land actually in there. So they're going to be pushing towards mid, maybe towards CT spawn. Sorry, through connector towards CT spawn, but there's a counter smoke out of 3D Max. Well played by them. Buying some time. Not to mention buying the information, and Sponge just sitting back at T-spawn, waiting to see anyone to push. Karan already able to get on the board here with the first kill on to AZR.
See what Top Gun's got for us. He has managed to move away from connecting. That counter smoke did delay them so much. And to do something, the armor's not going to save him there as the bullet just hits him straight in the dome. 1 man down now, 5-3. And they are just getting slowed down to such they're at a crawl at this stage now. The T-side, they started with such pace, they had the plan in place, but a counter smoke to connector and not really picking up any opening frags. I say that though, Sponge does get one. Art is just being a ninja. Oh, Sponge, you're in trouble. He's waiting for the second and he's going to get them both. Beautiful patience from Zart as he picks that one up, and a little smile creeps onto the face of 3D Max.
Yeah, they know they got away with a really nice play right there. And Zart, keep in mind, he's the man to really fill in for their team for Natsu, who was off getting married.
So
patience, it's key, and you know, he knew, or even Alu got a knife in there. I just now noticed that he knifed someone, and that's a lot of money in the hands of him.
Yeah, that's going to be great for Alu. He is actually not opting to try and stave off this T-side. You see a Mag 7 to FAMAS and the M4. As Alu is just trying to catch a glimpse of someone over the smoke, opting for the spray. Does actually take, I think it's Top Gun yet, down to 50. And now Vox. They have some pistols to play with. They've gone for the full armor buy as well. They want to try and take 3D Max down a peg.
No, they're definitely going to try, and a lot invested into this round, considering they didn't get the bomb down in the round before. So they need at least that to still get a decent buy into round number 3. But with that Max 7 on Stond, 2 FAMASas and the 2 M4s, 3D Max are holding strong. Holding steady here. And with actually AZR pushed in towards underpass, over towards middle, and the other 4 men over in A ramp side. They're going to start to push in here. They're making their way through. They get a good amount of damage onto the Stirp, and they're going to continue to push this in. And AZR secures a kill. Secures 2, actually, onto the men towards connector. And look at this. Alu trying to defend the site by himself with the teammate off to his side, and he's not getting the shots just yet. He gets taken down. JKS picks up that. The bomb is now down with 30 seconds to go, but a big kill comes out of JKS. They're going to get the plant, and this is going to be JKS. He has 2 M4s behind him in CT spawn. And on the other side, you have Stond with only that Mag 7. But all it takes is 1 hit.
1 hit, and that's why he's got his pistol out. He knows that JKS is low, and he can see he's prowling around, but JKS, he's just trying to play the time as best he can. He's going to get pushed! Oh, he picks it up! Brilliant play from JKS. 12 HP, absolutely no problem for him. 11 rounds now on the board, and Vox Eminor, they surprise again.
That investment into the second round after losing pistol, what a play out of JKS there. So many kills, and not to mention AZR to open up with the first 2 to really make that play happen in the end of things. And there's even a little pause coming in, maybe just taking some time to talk things over, but that was phenomenal. And that is exactly what they need. As we're seeing the replay here, that quick flick shot onto the head. He had 12 HP. Only thing that was going to save him was a headshot right there. And yet he got 3 in the round.
Top performance already from Vox Eminor. Of course, it is that best of 1. 3D Max going to have to step it up a notch here on that CT side of Mirage. And this is turning out to be, I mean, we're only 2 rounds in, but Vox already with that surprise. They're not too far off how Peter performed on their T side earlier in this tournament. We'll see how far they can get with this. Now, 18 rounds into this game. 5 rounds needed for Vox Eminor. As you can see, this is a bit of a slower one here, Jason.
Yeah, and there's 0 investment out of this 3D Max side. And that nade, oh man, taking Alu down to 25 health. They know he's there. They can see him off to the side, I believe. The X-ray, a little bit misleading in that one, but Stirp picks up the kill, though. That's going to be a gun in the hands of Karan. And now, There's a very good chance they could pull this off. Vox being very patient, not trying to get out of position, not trying to give up any guns. They're the ones that turned around the eco just in the round prior, and they don't want to let 3D Max do it.
Yeah, they don't want it to happen. Smoke is going to come out, and it's not going to enable them to see quite under it. Can't see any feet. I mean, they're holding steady, but the bomb, I need to remind you, is going elsewhere. JKS, the bodyguard, alongside Top Gun, which is funny when you see Top Gun. As
it's a big man.
He is a big man. I wouldn't mess with him. And now 2 men pushing in towards Zart, the B site. Zart looking to hold this site as steady as he can. Stonder's already picked up one as well. As Zart trying to follow in his footsteps as all of a sudden the EDT side are getting picked apart with just pistols. Disturb going to try and do something. Alu, though, is going to be left as just one of the 2 remaining. They are going to be picked up as Vox does finally. It took them a while. Managed to see 3D Max pick up 2 kills in that one, but still Vox advance, and that's going to be a pretty efficient pistol round there from 3D Max.
Yeah, I mean, they took it slow after losing that first man, just because if you ever play matchmaking, I'm sure all of you out there know, you win the pistol round, you have some idiot buy an AK round number 2, rush into the enemy team, die, and then that guy turns it around on you. But we're seeing a double kind of 3D Max, so Vox probably going to place one a little bit safe yet again. JKS down to 31 HP. And they realize, we're 4 rounds away from being into our winner's match where we can get into Katowice for the 2nd year running.
Right, looking for it. Ooh, looks like another great play from Stonder. He's doing fantastic work with the pistol, as is Zart. And all of a sudden, numbers stacking up against the T side. AZR looking to change that, though. He's maybe got potential to surprise. As it's just going to be a matter of angles. You can see Stonder being cautious. Does have the 5-7. And they just want to stop the Vox Eminor side. Saying that, Vox no stranger to the slow push. And they've been doing it well in the past, but look at this. Alu's creeping up behind as well, and the bomb is loose, not too far around the corner.
He got the information, and that's what they really wanted off of that. And they're going to have a man actually off towards window, kind of maybe potentially able to spot them out, but they know they're not A. Just as quick as I say that, they're going to start rushing towards connector here. Kanan trying to get the first play, misses so many shots with there, so AZR takes advantage of that. Alu rotating back around to help out, and Alu is all alone here at this A side for now, but he looks for the dink, gets it. He gets a kill as well, gets the second. No, Zart actually picks that one up, and look at this, they very well might be able to take this eco round.
Wow, 3D Max teaching us how to use the pistol. Now all onto Spongy. Could very well do this there. Alu's not careful, but Alu is. He picks it up. A great round from 3D Max. It cost them 3 deaths, but they managed to secure a round with just pistols in hand, and now 12-7. And the CT side are going to be buying up. We're going to be seeing an AWP now picked up as well. And it looks like Stonder very well may be running with it, as well as a lot of incendiaries. 4 Molotovs picked up for the CT side.
All right, well, Sponge going to be smoking off window yet again here. And that will allow his team to push through Underpass or just towards middle. It's a nice little bounce here onto that little ledge. Very well played. I remember actually watching a couple of games yesterday, and people complaining, like, why can't they hit the smokes, the window smoke on Mirage? Why is it so tough sometimes? There's Blade actually on the flip side who was really struggling with it. But right here, pushing up towards short. Zart trying to defend with the spray coming in from sight, and now big plays coming out of Stone, picks up 2, but JKS quickly coming out of B-Halls does pick him up, and now it's a 2-on-3. 3D Max trying to defend this bomb site. JKS trying to maybe get the bomb, maybe try to get this kill into Alu, and look at that, Havoc coming in from the back, gets the 1 dig, and now has one more man in sight to worry about.
I'll make it just a disturb now as he's coming in from short. He's going to do his best because he has a lot of nades in his arsenal. Going to have to be throwing out the flames.
He has the bomb too, so he knows it's there. Like, he can see them coming up for it, but it's just whether or not Vox can pick up the kill, and he gets one.
Yeah, JKS could be very well be in trouble here, of course. It's 43 seconds, and he's got to work out on this 1v1. Mano El Mano with Disturb prevails. Great play from the Finn as he picks up that round against what I would say were pretty even odds with the bomb in his hands.
And now, unfortunately, you can see a save out of Vox in the round number 21. 12-8 is the scoreline here. Remember, this is just the first game from the lower part of Group B. One of this will advance on to the winners a little bit later of a really crazy game, ESC and Dignitas, which will be happening right after this one.
That's set to be a fantastic one, but as is this one. As you can see, both sides, this is their debut in the offline qualifier. They're looking to show us what to expect in these best of ones. You can see already that the T side not going to be treating it the same as perhaps we saw from 3D Max when they were on these eco pushes. We saw them just throwing bodies at the A site. Oh, that nade just hits him right in the face. AZR obliterated by Zart.
100-0 from that.
That is rough, as he's now unrecognizable, and 4 Ts remain.
They do have the Glocks. They have been able to take an eco round back before. This one going to be a little bit tougher, but Bomb slowly making its way towards A. Stone spot them out, just throw down the incendiary grenade to slow them down for a little bit more time. But with 50 seconds on the clock and the spray coming from Zart, they know exactly where they are. There is Sponge, I believe, actually rotating over towards Connector, but it doesn't matter. The jump shots, the Mag 7, picking up 2 for Ston, looking for number 3. Can't connect just yet, but they know where the last man is. JKS all by himself up against 5 men. Ooh. Oh, gosh. And, well, they're behind him. They're everywhere. He has to run straight through them if he wants to be able to get anything going. And there we go. Ston picking up his 3rd kill of the round.
That's how you hold B against an eco. There you go. And we want to see that name one more time in case you missed it. He's at I mean, he's an Australian. He's good at cricket. What can you say? Fantastic catch as he does pick that one up. And 12-9. You can see 3D Max. They're closing that gap and they're closing it with confidence.
They are. And that's what we kind of expect on the CT side here of Mirage. The Vox showing us some good plays. They've been able to take an eco before and able to take the round back off of that. But they need 4 more to secure their place into the winner's bracket here. And 3D Max trying to keep their hopes alive. Not trying to take that early loss, because either way, if you win or lose, you're going to have a tough game with that ESC and Dignitas.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. Both teams really looking to pick this one up as best they can. And I mean, Stonda still keeping that Mag 7. I think that's a confidence move. That's a bit demonstrative of how he's feeling currently in this game. And Australians, they've been struggling. They've been really not being able to identify a route into either of these sites. And I think a big factor of that is this presence in us. Was going to say, does get taken down. It was Top Gun who picked up the frag. It was Kern in that connector. And so with him down eliminated, suddenly him and Sponge got this nice control of middle. And Alu, heavily tagged up, has rotated towards that CT side. So it's going to be intriguing to see where that bomb's going. You can see in the hands of Havoc, he's on a run.
He is, and with only 2 men there to really defend against it. And Top Gun picking up kills like that onto short. It's up to Disturb and Alu to maintain this side here. Alu picking up the first with the op, maybe looking for that second. And Top Gun will be dropped here by Alu. And Alu looking for the third. He misses the shot, but he's not going to miss again, I'm going to assume. He will. I jinxed it. I'm sorry for that one, Alu, but JKS does get the kill onto him, and now Stana, the last man alive, in a 1-on-3 with 20 seconds to go. Bomb gonna be planning. He's gonna be shot from Toll Booth, and Sponge gonna pick up that kill. So Vox getting 1 round closer here to that winner bracket.
Yeah, and you can see now 13-9, 3 rounds away. 3D Max, they're gonna have to maybe scrape together what they can. 2 FAMAS, and that double AWP, Stond and Alu. I'm intrigued to see how they choose to play this. Of course, if it was flip side, you'd see the same thing from World Edit and Davcost on the CT side. Send 1 to B, 1 in that mid window, and create that crossfire. I'm intrigued to see what they've got for us as we're going in. Let's see how they choose to play this. The bomb is going to be heading on towards B, and that's going to be intriguing because the poor Orpa is going to have to be in that close quarters environment that perhaps it doesn't work in as well. As now here comes Sponge.
He's looking into CPL here. He's got Disturbed behind the smoke. And he took this spot actually just prior. Just trying to watch towards that jungle area. Disturbed's got to be careful because I don't believe he actually saw Sponge there before. Vox sticking to what worked. Maybe try to go for these picks. Maybe depend on Top Gun to get a nice spray through a smoke, or maybe that nice headshot on Coward here. But Disturbed walking right into Sponge's view. And he pays the ultimate price there. So Sponge opening things up. 50 seconds to go. They're rushing straight towards B. Look at that spray through the smoke. Sponge picks up 2 more kills. Fantastic play out of him. And now, look at that. Karan and Ali, the last men alive. With only 40 seconds to go, they've got to save these guns.
They have to. Alu clutching onto that AWP, clutching it to his chest and hoping then he can take it into the next round. But he might be taking up 1 with him. Ooh. And Alu, he's missing shots. He shouldn't. This is not the Alu we know. And that's a statement that I didn't think I'd be saying here at the offline qualifiers. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard alongside Kurt. The 2 remaining players are at the bottom of the scoreboard. He misses another. What is happening? The curse of Alu already into this one. Now Sponge and the remaining, well, so the entire Vox side is now on the hunt for that remaining CT. He's going to take it as well. Every weapon taken away. 2 more you can see as Sponge screams at the top of his lungs. It's 14-9. And just like he said,
this is dangerous, sorry. You look at 3D Max, they have no money. They have nothing to buy in this round. They have to go full out on round number 15 to hope for a tie and take it in overtime. That is so dangerous. And Vox, they know they're close. Like you said, you saw them on the screen. You saw Sponge yelling 2 more, and we're in. And they're going to be looking for it again. But look at that, pushing straight out into underpass. They might be able to catch them off guard. They know, they hear them running. And this should call for the rotate.
They should, but already Stonda is going to have to do a lot to defend this one. Here comes Zard. He's going to catch them off. Oh, Vox were not anticipating this. The bullets come flying and 2 frags are picked up by the scattered 3D side. They do have armor though, so they are surviving longer than perhaps Vox would anticipate. And now 4v3 numbers stacking up against the T side. And even better as now Disturbed gets another one with the scavenged AK. And it's 4v2. JKS is incredibly low as well. Stonda, he's in that deadly corner. We saw him do stuff in Quiet. Oh, and a great play again. It's just one man remains. JKS with a scrap of health. This is a fantastic round from 3D Max. They needed that one, and that is going to perhaps throw Vox in a little bit of a confusing spiral if they're not careful.
Yeah, if they failed that round, I mean, they invested every penny they had into it. That would have most likely been game for Vox. So very well done by them. Stonda picking up 2, even Zart picking up 2 for himself with that push towards underpass. But Vox not phased just yet, though they will be hurt on money if they do lose this round. They're going for the re-smoke back on middle. Sponge has that nailed down to a T.
Yeah.
And with Alu actually in middle, like, he's getting a lot of information. He's got to be a little bit careful of underpass, but luckily for him, as we see, there's no one actually going that direction. Vox now looking to set up for maybe an A push. They do have Havoc actually in middle, trying to maybe flank towards Connector in the meantime. Karan staying on the side sandwich, and there's 4 men. Vox pushing in here. They're barely into the A side. Disturb looking for the first kill, but Top Gun gets it better of him. Now Karan trying to defend from Sandwich. This is his food, but no, unfortunately it's dropped. And now Alu gets taken down inside of jungle there by Top Gun.
All of a sudden, 4v2, and the 3D Max side know how important this round is. 55 seconds for the T side to work with, and they take another all onto Stonde now to stave off this 15th round, and it's not looking likely as he does just evade the flames for now. Looking towards AZI, he's incredibly low, but there's 3 members alongside him. It's Top Gun to pick up another 4 frags that round, and at such a crucial moment, Top Gun brings a fantastic performance. 19 on the board for him, and 19 on the board from the majority. 3 members of Vox have 19 frags. They're working together. They are a unit, and they're 1 round away from that first win.
And we talked about them being very laid back, very calm, but seeing Sponge scream like that kind of scares me. I don't want to piss him off. But nonetheless, 15-10, 1 round away. They've got the money, they got the guns, and on the side of 3D Max, they don't got much of anything. A lot of head armor, a couple of pistols in there, an M4 and a FAMAS. And they're going for a little bit of a, I guess, cheeky play. They had 2 people in connector, 2 people towards short. Maybe trying to catch them off guard like they had 2 men in underpass just a couple rounds prior. But Vox playing it slow, realizing probably shouldn't have lost that round where they only had pistols and armor. So not really going to let that happen again.
No, not going to be giving that one away. As I mean, Vox are taking their time, and I think they realize that they're kind of into such dangerous territory. They know that 3D Max are going to have to position themselves pinpoint perfect if they want to close this gap, and it's a very big gap. They don't have the weaponry they would ideally have, but the bullet does connect from the Deagle as Karan picks one elsewhere on the map. The nade connects as well. Oh god, Evoc is low. 12 HP for him as Top Gun falls as well. All of a sudden, 3D Max are picking up frags either side of the map, and Disturbed is in a prime position to do exactly the same.
All right, so Havoc pushing through connector, JKS pushing towards ramp, Disturb waiting in shadow. He's gonna actually spot out JKS, but he gets the shot on top of that. And now it's all in the hands of Sponge, 1 on 4. He's running straight to that B side. He's gonna get the bomb plant. There's no one even there to defend against this. And if he could pull off this 1v4, that would be fantastic, but it's gonna be tough. It is possible. He's gonna have the afterplant situation. There's not really that great of guns on the side of 3D Max. We're stunned only on the 5-7, but Disturb finally switching the FAMAS out for an AK. But now Sponge, 1 on 4, trying to watch towards Kitchen, looking for that first kill onto Zard. He gets dinked up here and he gets taken down by Zard. And 3D Max getting their hopes kept alive here by Zard.
When they need to, they just bring some sort of incredible finish game. That's twice now 3D Max have staved off the important rounds, and they managed to pick up another. All of a sudden, Vox, what is their money situation like? They're all right. They can pick up weapons and see how they can treat the 3D Max side. Just a Galil for Sponge going into this round, and now 3D Max, they've got that buy. They needed that buy. They managed to take 3 AKs out of that previous round, and now on round 27, Vox Eminor with these match points, they can't let it get to them. We've seen a lot of teams in this tournament already get thrown by that 15 number.
Yeah, CLG in particular, really struggling in their games. We're going to get Zart actually going to get some good shots off in the middle here from short, and Stomp goes in to help out as well, but Karan from Connector does join in, and he shut them down. It's now a 2 on 3 here with JKS and Havoc up against Disturb, Karan, and Alu. But they have the bomb. We do have each other here, which could allow them to push in towards maybe that B side if they want to go for it. But with a minute to go, they're not in a hurry at all here, Alex.
Not at all. I mean, Karan going to be holding steady in Connector. And he's just going to take his time. The CTs realize that every move you make is under heavy scrutiny, as they're just going to wait, lie in wait, as the T sides are the ones that need to get the bomb down, and time is against them, as already we reached that 43rd second. 3D Max, smoke raining out. They're trying to lock down at least some of the possibilities that T-side needs to spot it out, and that's a lot of intel in a short space of time, and he's going to back away from that one as the time continues to tick away.
3 seconds to go. They're pushing up connector here. Havoc opens up on the Karan, and now it's a 2-1-2. The bomb's still in the hands here of Havoc as they push into sight. Disturb playing this one smart, sitting back on CT spawn, and Alu peeking from jungle here. He can't get the shot, and JKS gets it. That might have been it here. Disturb in a 1-on-2 to clutch for his team to keep their hopes alive. He's got 2 HP on JKS. Havoc on 19. He actually hits it through the box, but JKS connects, and that is Vox advancing through into the winners bracket, winning 16-11 over 3D Max.
Amazing stuff. Really, really good from JKS and Havoc in that final round. Picking up 2 frags apiece. Top Gun with the opener as well. Incredible to see the Australians not throwing that one away. I was cautious we were going to be seeing that overtime, that dreaded overtime word we saw so much in that first game. Oh, sorry, in that first day. And now here in this one, we haven't yet to see too much of that.
We saw Sponge there after he died in that round. He was so disappointed. He was like, you know, we need to get this round. Like, what can I do? Like, you can see his motors turning inside of his head, just trying to figure out what's the next plan of attack. How are we going to break this defense? Because 3D Max, they won a lot of rounds that they probably shouldn't have, you know, within the ecos with the pistol armor buys. And yet they're able to prevail, winning 16-11. Great job by them. They will be taking on the winner of ESC and Dignitas a little bit later on today. But still, we saw some good things out of them. Remember, they played in Katowice last year, and they're trying to get there again.
Yep, Katowice, Cologne, they've been here before, and they're looking to do it again. These guys, like we've reiterated it so many times, they are representing their country. Like that, I mean, there are some teams where there's a good handful of teams representing, but this is it. This is the Australian presence, and they do take a first step in the right direction towards the major.
They do, and guys, we're going to head to a quick little break here, but when we come back, we'll be kicking off Dignitas up against ESC. Hope you guys go get some drinks, get some food, and come back in about 10 minutes' time for that match.